Hey, Sarah, when are you coming home? Your shift at the store must be over by now. I need you to start making dinner. This is becoming a problem. I'm sorry, Karen, but I can't make dinner today. What? Are you trying to tell us we can't eat? No, that's not it. My mom collapsed and was taken to the hospital. One of her neighbors contacted me during work. That's why I'm at the hospital now. Well, you should have said so earlier. Now you're making me look bad for rushing you. I'm sorry. I was in such a hurry to get to the hospital. I was just about to contact you. You could have sent a quick message on your way. I've been waiting to start dinner. You're right. I was just very worried when I got the call. So, how's your mother doing? She's conscious, thankfully. Your mother wasn't in good health to begin with, wasn't she? Is it really serious? Yes, it might be. The tests aren't all complete yet, but they told me to prepare myself because she might not be able to return home. I thought as much. Are you okay, Sarah? Should I come to the hospital too? Thank you, but they aren't allowing visitors right now anyway, so just your concern is enough. I'll let my mom know you asked about her. Have you eaten anything since you got there? No, I haven't had the chance. You should take better care of yourself. What time will you be home? I'm not sure yet. The doctor said they'll have more information in a few hours. I see. Then I'll hold off on visiting. With her condition, it's probably better that she stays in the hospital, right? That's probably true. She was living alone. The house is old with lots of stairs and uneven floors. Will you need to stay overnight at the hospital? I might. They're still running tests. So, what are you going to do about the house? I haven't decided yet, but we'll probably have to sell it. Yes, that's probably for the best. Even if she gets discharged, a nursing home or senior living facility would be better. Well, I'll have to talk to my mom about it first. Does she have any savings for medical care? I'd rather not discuss that right now. I need to focus on her condition. I understand about your mother. I guess I'll have to make dinner tonight, even though I really don't want to. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you for your help. Just make sure to keep us updated about any changes. I will. Thank you for understanding. And Sarah, don't forget to bring home some breakfast for tomorrow. We're out of eggs. I'll try to stop by the store if I can. You should probably get some rest too. These hospital situations can drag on. Yes, you're right. I'll let you know if anything changes. Mike, I'm going to stay at my mom's house for a few days. I asked Karen about meals, but it's probably not best to count on her too much. She said she's ordering pizza today.
Why do you need to stay at your mom's house? You can commute to the hospital from here.
It takes about 3 hours round trip from here. Since she just collapsed, I want to be close by as much as possible.
How long are you planning to stay there?
Just until her condition stabilizes. The doctor said the next few days are critical.
Can't your relatives or someone else help out?
You know I'm an only child, and Mom doesn't have any siblings.
You being there isn't going to make her heal any faster.
I know that, but I want to be there if anything happens.
The hospital will call if there's an emergency.
Maybe not, but don't be so cold about it. I've been a good daughter-in-law all this time, so can't you cut me some slack just this once? I want to take care of my own mother.
What about your work? Did you even ask for time off properly?
Yes, I've arranged everything with my manager. I can work remotely for now.
Isn't a wife supposed to dedicate herself to her new family? You're always thinking about your old home, and when you're not here, the house gets messy.
My mother collapsed, Mike. She only has me. I'm her only family. At least let me take care of her basic needs.
And what about our basic needs?
I've already prepared meals for the next few days.
That's not the point.
Then what is the point?
You've really changed, Sarah. When we got married, you were so much more agreeable. Now you're even talking back to me.
Well, I can't just agree with everything to keep the peace anymore.
What's that supposed to mean?
You said we wouldn't live with your mom, but right after we got married, suddenly we had to move in with her. And ever since then, she's been bullying me. You never stand up for me either.
Not this again. We've talked about this.
No, we haven't really talked about it. You always shut down the conversation.
Mom's not bullying you. I've told you this so many times. She just has a direct personality, that's all. You're being oversensitive.
She throws away food I cook, and she's knocked my laundry off the line onto the ground.
Those were accidents, things that just happened.
She's even mocked me for growing up in a single-parent household.
Mom's from an older generation. She doesn't mean any harm when she says those things.
You really don't get it at all. You've seen her mistreating me, but you don't think anything of it. That's really awful.
Come on, some friction between a wife and mother-in-law is normal, isn't it?
You always say that, but this isn't normal friction.
You're just stressed about your mom. You're overreacting.
I don't want to just accept that anymore. I'm worried I can't keep going on like this. I'm worried about my mom, and I'll probably need to be away from home more often now.
Everything will be fine if we just keep doing things the way we have been.
That's what I'm telling you we can't do. I want to be there for my mom at least until her condition stabilizes a bit more.
I'm letting you go, aren't I?
Reluctantly.
Of course, reluctantly. I'm not happy about you being away from home.
I need you to support me right now, not make things harder.
I am supporting you. I could have said no completely.
I know, but you know what? Karen is actually being more understanding about this than you are. This is literally life and death, and you're being kind of weird about it.
What? Mom's being more understanding?
Yesterday, when I got back from the hospital, she didn't complain like she usually would. Normally, she'd be griping about how late it was. Instead, she was smiling and chatting with you. You two were getting excited about how much the house would be worth, remember?
Oh, was that what happened?
By the way, what were you talking about?
Just something on TV. They were showing some celebrity's house, and we were talking about that.
I see. Well, I guess it's better when she's in a good mood.
Don't read too much into it. Mom just likes those kind of TV shows.
I suppose so.
Anyway, don't be away from home too much. I won't stop you from going to your mom's, but try to commute from here as much as possible. If you leave early, you can make it work. We can't keep getting takeout every day, and taking care of the house is part of your job.
I didn't get married just to do housework. I wish you'd help out at times like this.
I work all day. What more do you want?
I work too, you know.
That's different. Your job is just part-time.
I work part-time because you and your mother wanted me to be home more.
Enough with the excuses. I didn't marry you just to feed you either. You need to work for your keep.
Work for my keep? Is that how you see our marriage?
You know what I mean. Just do what you need to do and come back home soon.
Karen, do you have a minute? Oh, Sarah, what is it? A lot of packages just arrived at the house. Oh, that? Sorry, I meant to have them delivered in the afternoon. Wait, were you at home? Yes, I came to get some clothes. I also made some meals and left them for you and Mike. You didn't need to do that. We've been managing fine. I saw the pile of takeout containers. Well, we can't help it when you're not here. Is it okay to be away from your mom? Isn't she in critical condition? You've been staying overnight there for the past few days. Hasn't Mike told you? She managed to pull through again. Well, I heard, but still not safe, is it? The doctors are monitoring her closely. It must be so difficult, going back and forth like this. I guess not. Also, there's something else I wanted to ask about. What is it? Well, I assume these are yours and Mike's purchases, but there's a massage chair, golf equipment, and designer items all over the living room. What's going on? Oh, you noticed all that? It's hard not to notice. The living room is full. Well, we're getting a windfall soon, so we decided to buy all the things we've been wanting. Did you win the lottery or something? No, not exactly, though I suppose you could call it that. What do you mean? You'll find out soon enough. I tried asking Mike, but he hasn't read my messages yet. Oh, he's probably busy with work. Don't worry about it. These seem like expensive purchases. You're going to sell your mother's house, right? So that money will be coming to us. When you think about it that way, what we spent isn't much at all. My son and I just decided to enjoy ourselves a little early. Money from selling my mother's house? Well, yes, that's what we discussed, remember? No, we never discussed that. Your mother doesn't have much time left, does she? Oh, by the way, you could have 20% of the money from selling the house. That's fair, right? We'll handle all the paperwork for the sale, and considering how much Mike is taking care of you, that amount should be enough. What are you talking about? My mom is still alive. Don't get so emotional. We're just being practical. Practical? This is horrible. But she's had several close calls since she collapsed. She must know she doesn't have much time left. I haven't given up, and neither has she. Please don't say such awful things. You're being too sensitive again. No, I'm not. This is just wrong. I understand you want to think that way, but even if she survives, she won't be going back to that house, will she? She'll either stay in the hospital or go to a nursing home. Either way, the house will need to be sold. You said so yourself. Yes, but this is just too much. Oh, are you angry because your share is too small? No, that's not it. I'm angry because you're planning for my mother's death while she's still alive. I could maybe tolerate how you treat me, but to look down on my mother like this? Don't be so dramatic. You know we need to do this eventually. Eventually? You're already spending money that isn't yours. I'm not looking down on her. I'm just planning ahead. This is absolutely horrible. You're overreacting again. This is why Mike says you're difficult. Mike says that about me? We're just getting a head start on things. You're being so short-tempered about this. Oh, I'm sorry this bothers me so much. Well, now I understand how you both really feel. Finally, you understand that we're just being practical. That's not what I meant. Oh, you understand? Well, it's natural to get excited when money's coming. Besides, it's because of this money that I've been letting you visit and be away from home. Though Mike's not happy about it. So that's what this is all about. Your mother would want us to be prepared, wouldn't she? Don't pretend to know what my mother would want. Make sure you take good care of her until the end. It's your last chance to be a good daughter after all. I can't believe you just said that. Just being honest, someone has to be.
Sarah, I found divorce papers. What's the meaning of this?
What do you mean, what's the meaning? I want a divorce. Isn't that obvious?
This has to be a mistake. We can work this out.
There's nothing to work out.
You can't just hand me divorce papers and expect me to accept it. Come home now! Mom nearly fainted when she heard I might become a divorcee.
Too bad she didn't actually faint.
You don't mean that. You're just upset.
No, I mean every word.
That's a horrible thing to say.
Who's really being horrible here? You two were making plans about what would happen after my mother dies. You were planning to give me just about 20% of the money from selling the house and keep the rest for yourselves. That conversation about the house price right after she collapsed, you were talking about my house, weren't you?
Oh, did Mom tell you about that?
Yes, she did. Didn't even seem ashamed about it.
You're misunderstanding. We were just discussing possibilities.
Possibilities? While buying expensive things with money you don't have?
But they said she didn't have much time left. The doctors told us to prepare for the worst, didn't they?
That doesn't give you the right to spend her money.
We were just thinking ahead.
Even so, my mother is fighting to live right now, and you're already planning what happens after she dies? How would you feel if you were in the same position?
That's different.
How is it different?
But come on, your mother-in-law is getting up there in age.
She's about the same age as your mother-in-law. But imagine if your mom got sick and someone started talking about housework and planning how to split her inheritance while she was still alive. How could I possibly keep living with people like that?
You're twisting everything around.
Am I? Then explain it to me.
No, we were just thinking about how to make good use of the house that would be left behind.
Good use? You were just buying things you wanted.
We needed those things.
A massage chair, designer clothes, golf clubs?
Who do you think has been supporting you all this time? If you want a divorce, you'll have to pay back all the living expenses.
Supporting me? I work part-time and do all the housework.
That's what a wife is supposed to do.
There you go again with the supporting me thing. Well, in that case, I've been taking care of you and your mom all this time, so I'll calculate my hourly rate for all that time. Plus, I've kept a diary of all the times I was bullied, so I could probably ask for compensation for emotional distress.
You've been keeping a diary? Were you planning this all along?
I started keeping records after your mother threw away the birthday cake I made for you.
Would you really do that to family?
Family? Is that what you call this? Besides, you're the one who brought up paying back living expenses first. You've always been selfish ever since we got married. You decided we'd live with your mom without asking me. You took her side when she bullied me. You acted like my doing housework was just expected, and I've been putting up with it all this time.
It's normal for a housewife to do housework.
You knew I worked part-time, because you and your mom spent more than our income. I had to cover the difference. I kept thinking I had to try harder because we were married, but I finally woke up and realized that this isn't the life I wanted. I don't want to spend my life being used by you and your mom.
Nobody's using you. You're just being dramatic again.
Really? Then why did you buy all those things thinking you'd get my mother's money?
This isn't a threat, right? You really want a divorce?
I wouldn't say this is a threat. I want to cut ties with both you and your mom. I don't want you involved in my life anymore.
Wait, let's talk about this first.
Of course we'll talk. About dividing assets and everything else. I've already arranged for a lawyer.
No, not that. I mean about whether we're getting divorced or not.
I've already decided I want a divorce.
You can't decide something like this on your own.
Watch me.
I can't decide something like this so quickly.
You don't have to decide anything. I've already decided.
We can fix this. I'll talk to Mom.
We can talk, but my feelings won't change.
Still, I want to discuss this face to face properly.
Fine, I'll set up a date and come to the house with my lawyer.
Why do we need a lawyer? Can't we talk about this just between us?
We've tried discussing your mom's behavior before, but it always ended with you blowing up. I don't want that to happen again.
I never blew up. You're the one who always gets emotional.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Nothing I do is good enough, is it?
You and your mom are the ones who made things this way. You both pushed me to this point.
Sarah, I'm sorry. I'll talk to Mom properly, and I won't make you do all the housework anymore. I'll help too.
It's too late for that now.
You must be going through a lot right now. Your mom's in critical condition.
Mom's been moved to a regular ward as of yesterday.
But you said it was really bad. She went through several critical periods, and even though things settled down, you said there might not be a next time.
Of course, we still need to be careful, but miraculously, her condition has stabilized.
I never heard about this.
Because I didn't tell you.
Why would you keep this from me?
Why do you think?
Why not? Mom even bought a $5,000 bed. Who's gonna pay for that?
Not me. I'm getting divorced, so it's not my problem. Besides, why would I tell people who are looking forward to my mother's death about her condition?
We weren't looking forward to it. We were just being practical.
Practical would be saving money, not spending it.
But this is impossible. We bought all that stuff because you were gonna be here. We weren't planning on getting divorced. Mom's really upset about this.
After everything you did, you really thought I wouldn't divorce you? You and your mom must be out of your minds.
Sarah, please come back home. Mom can't handle all the housework, and there's no way I can pay back all that spending by myself.
Wait, did you take out loans to buy all that stuff?
Well, yeah, because we thought the money was coming.
So you only want me back because you're in trouble.
That's not true. I love you.
You have a funny way of showing it.
Sarah, give me another chance. I promise I won't hurt you anymore. Please, just one more time, come live with us again.
Pay back your own loans. I don't want to live with you anymore. I never want to be supported by you again.
What am I supposed to tell Mom?
Tell her whatever you want. I'm done with both of you. The divorce discussions got pretty messy and ended up going through mediation. However, given my husband and mother-in-law's reckless behavior, the bullying I endured, and my husband's verbal abuse, my request for divorce was granted and I was able to successfully end the marriage. Furthermore, I heard that my ex-husband and his mother are now struggling financially, trying to pay back the loans they took out thinking they get money from selling my mother's house. According to the neighbors, they blame each other for the divorce and are always fighting. Apparently, you can hear them yelling at each other from the street. As far as I'm concerned, they could spend the rest of their lives arguing with each other. 6 months later, my mother was discharged from the hospital. We sold the old house and moved into a wheelchair-accessible apartment. I'm now living with her while working, and miraculously, she's recovered so well that she's even more energetic than before and helps with the housework. There was definitely a time when I wasn't sure what would happen, but my mom's hospitalization was a wake-up call for me. From now on, I want to spend quality time with my mother, who truly cares about me. After being freed from a marriage where I had to put up with so much for several years, I'm really enjoying life now. I plan to make lots of wonderful memories with my mom while she's healthy.